M's and W's are very easy patterns everyone can see on the charts. From novice traders to professional traders, we usually make trading decisions of these particular patterns. However, not of all of these patterns are worth risking your money on, because usually market makers are actually there to manipulate and actually trap you in trades. So in this video, we are going to talk about a simple M and W pattern strategy. But before we go through, make sure you subscribe to this channel and check the notification bell icon so that you won't miss any of our videos as we upload. Make sure you stick up to the end of this video for you to fully comprehend and understand this particular strategy. So these these patterns are sometimes taken as reversal patterns. Sometimes we see them at points or key levels where we actually anticipate to see the market reversing completely, and sometimes they come as trend continuation patterns whereby we are in an upward trend or downward trend and these patterns are issued. So in this particular strategy, our M's and W's will be taken as trend continuation patterns. That is, we need to actually trade them in line with the trend that has been issued. So this calls for us to have an intraday trend. We need to actually know the intraday trend. Therefore, this becomes the fundamental starting point to determine the intraday trend. If ever we are actually in front of the charts, we need to know, is our trend in an upward direction or in a downward direction? And we do this by the following technique. So here is an example of how to determine an intraday trend. The first thing is actually to see the daily high and low of the previous day, as this will actually gives us the anticipated bias of the next day. For instance, we are on this particular day, which is, let's call it Tuesday, and this is Monday. On Monday, we can see that we had this high and this low. Therefore, this high and low actually tells us that the market dropped on Monday, which is this particular day. So if the market dropped, we now have an anticipated bias of the following day, which is this one. So on this particular day, we'll actually start the day with an anticipation that we are going to continue from yesterday's trend. And from that, we'll be looking for M's or W's depending on the context of the previous day's bias. So in this case, we need to respect the Asian session. So the Asian session on the day where we are going to be looking for an entry, we need to see the pattern, in this particular case, an M pattern above the Asian session. If it was having this particular day high, this is the low and this is the high. On this day, we wanted to see from the Asian, we wanted to see a pattern below the Asian session like that to continue the anticipated bias from this particular day. So it's basically the steps that you are going to follow is to find the intraday trend. Intraday trend is found by looking at the high and low of the previous day. If the high is actually above the low, which is signifying rise, we will be looking for W's in the next day, whereby the W's should be below the M pattern, like that. So let's now go over the charts to see real market examples so that you'll be able to fully apply this in your own trading. So I'm going to use euro against pound, and this is going to be, I've actually put this template, and if you require this template, please find it in the free telegram channel with the link that I've left in the description box below. So this template will simplify everything for us because it will mark the sessions for us. These blue ones are actually the Asian session, and the colorless, the period between the blue and the red, is actually the London session. So what we are most interested in this case is actually the blue, which is the Asian session, which will actually gives us a reference of where we want to get our entries. So in this case, we can see this day actually started at this point, or its low was at this point and its high was at that point. This actually told us the market rose on this particular day. How am I seeing a day? I'm seeing it between these black traces, start of day and end of day. So within this, we had a rise. Therefore, on the following day, we want a W in line with the yesterday's trend. In this case, on the in the Asian session, the market went down below the Asian session range where we had this particular W pattern. First leg and second leg was issued and the market went our way. So in this case, we can see the market that it had the low and the high on this day. Therefore, we were looking to have a W pattern on this particular day following our rules. However, the market makers gave us an M pattern, which was not going to be tradable using our parameters that we have laid out earlier. And in that case, the market actually broke the low of the previous day. Although they gave us a W that we were looking for, it was now invalid because it had broken the low of the previous day. That may signify that we have a new market bias. On that note, we actually saw the high and the low of the day, the high being this one, the low being this one. Therefore, the trend on this particular day was downward trend, and we were going to be looking for an M on the following day above the Asian range. In this case, an M was issued, which is this one, first leg, second leg, and the market went our way. On that particular day, we can see that the high was this and the low was at this point. This can also tell us that we were still looking for downward momentum on the previous day, sorry, on the following day. In this case, we were now looking for an M above the Asian range, and we had first leg, second leg, and the market went our way. On this particular day, there was no setup as we were expecting to see an M above the Asian range. And therefore, we can see that on this day, there were no trades. But on this particular day, since we had a drop high of day, low of day at this point, we were expecting to see an M above the Asian range, which is this one, first leg and second leg. They were issued and they were all, it was actually a clear pattern, a clear M pattern, and we actually made our trade to move properly. So these are the M's and W's that I also teach in the advanced course, which is a paid course. In this particular course, we'll actually now incorporate several structures and several concepts of counting of levels and the quality of the M and W pattern. Some cases, some other structures looks like M's, some other structures looks like W's. So you need to know the exact type of pattern to be taking, because some other will be confusing and will actually gives you more losses than wins. In that case, we come to the end of this video. Check out our free Telegram channel. I'll leave the link in the description box below. See you on the next one.